Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, we'll be taking a look at the new, never-before-seen ODST Flood Combat form that only appears in Flood Firefight of Halo 3 ODST on Halo MCC. So, as you might have seen in my previous video, where I covered all the brand new features that came in a very recent MCC update, it's a really huge update, one of the biggest things is that Flood Firefight is officially here for ODST. And one of the more notable things in Flood Firefight is that you, yourself, your player character, can get infected by the Flood. And when you get infected by the Flood, it produces a new, never-before-seen Flood combat form, which is based off of the ODST characters. Now, this Flood combat form, it has never appeared before in any Halo game, not Halo 1, 2, or even 3. This combat form is unique and exclusive to Halo 3 ODST on MCC. However, this Flood combat form, maybe it does kind of look familiar to you, and that is because it is, unlike the civilian Flood that I've covered in a previous video, this Flood combat form is actually just based off of the Marine combat forms, except the armor color is different. Instead of the usual Marine colors, it's just basically the ODST black colors. So that's really the difference with this Flood combat form. The civilian Flood combat form, on the other hand, I believe that was a completely like brand new, or maybe even a cut form that was supposed to be in Halo 3 at one point but never used, or never even included in the game files. But in the case of the ODST combat form, I don't think this is like a cut form that was just brought back. I think this is just kind of created fairly recently just solely for Flood Firefight on MCC. They just kind of took a regular Marine combat form and changed the colors to ODST colors. But it's still cool nonetheless, and it is a brand new Flood combat form, and it is essentially you. You can feasibly get yourself infected and then respawn and then have to fight yourself, so to speak, as a Flood. But any ODST character can get infected. Even Dare can get infected, even though she's technically a separate biped from all the other ODST characters. She can still get infected just fine by the Flood, and I will show you what happens when that happens. So, one thing to point out first is that you can't get infected while still alive, like you see the Marines can. Unfortunately, you will die first, and then your dead body will get infected. But I did do a video a while ago showing what it looks like to get infected by the Flood in first person. Just, you probably looked that video up. But anyways, one interesting thing about Dare when she gets infected by the Flood is that her form is actually hostile to other Flood combat forms, and vice versa. And I have no idea why that happens. She's not a friendly Flood combat form either. She's still an enemy to you. Like, the reticle still turns red on your form or her form. So I have no idea why that happens. Could be a bug with Firefight, but it's kind of odd nonetheless. So if your whole squad plays as Dare and they all get infected, you could actually have like a mini Flood squad that fights against other Flood and you. And last but not least, of course, Johnson can get infected too, but he is just a variant of the regular ODST bipeds. But still, I wanted to throw that in there just so you guys can see what happens to Johnson. But yeah, so that wraps up for this video. That is what the new Flood combat form looks like and how it can be created. Hopefully guys found this video to be interesting. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like. Leave thoughts and comments. Let me know if there's any other questions you have, any experiments you want me to test out, or things to look into. Just let me know in the comments down below. But aside from that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!